This book feels like a huge, warm, big bear hug. And I definitely see the hype now. Of course they're in a freaking theater. It's kind of funny, it's kind of heartbreaking. She was just like, well, I'm a werewolf now, so what can I do? The vibes were exactly what I was hoping for. Oh my goodness. Hello, my beautiful reading friends. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to a new video and welcome to a new beautiful day. I don't know what this is or why I'm doing that. Happy spooky season! As you can see, I'm like very much in a festive mood. By the time this video comes out, it will be Halloween in a couple days. So I thought it'd be a really fun idea to do a little like Halloween themed reading vlog where I read only Halloween themed books for the week. I love spooky season for books because I just love the eerie kind of gothic-y type of vibe. And I really don't crave those books unless it's like this time of year, so this is kind of the time where I knock out all of those types of reads. And I'm kind of a baby when it comes to scary stuff, so I don't really do like major horror, but I do kind of love like a little dark and mysterious novel. So first order of business is TBR. I have a stack of books that I was thinking about reading for this video. I will not be getting to every single one of these because that would be like one book a day. And I don't have the brain power for that at the moment. But in my little TBR stack that I have to choose from for this video, I have Such Sharp Teeth. And this one I actually will for sure be reading because this is the one that I will be reading first. And this is an adult, it's classified kind of in the horror genre, but it's more literary fiction horror, I guess I would say, because it follows a girl who gets attacked and then she ends up turning into a werewolf. But like I said, it's kind of written as like a literary fiction because it more explores like the relationships that she has, and I believe more like self-discovery. The bottom sentence says, this dark comedic love story is a brilliantly layered portrait of trauma, rage, and vulnerability. So I just thought that this would be like the perfect Halloween read for me because it has like a little bit of like spooky stuff in it because she's turning into a werewolf, but it's also very like subtle and kind of wholesome in a way, I feel like is how it's gonna be, which is a very weird mixture of things, but I'm all for it. So this is my first one. And then the second one that I have in this stack is Dreadful. And this one is a funny little adult fantasy about this guy who wakes up in like some kind of dungeon or something, and he realizes that he is this like evil dreadlord. He's not really sure how he ended up where he is. He's got a princess like locked in his dungeons or whatever. I've heard some mixed reviews about this so far, but I don't know. This whole thing like screams Halloween, so I thought it would be like a fun addition to my TBR for this video. And I feel like I'm kind of always in the mood for one of those like humorous fantasy books. And then the next one that I have on this TBR is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. This one I've heard is a very, very cozy kind of witchy fantasy, like not rom-com, like a romance fiction type of book. This one follows our main character, I forgot her name, Mika. And she really is a witch, but she pretends to be a witch like online. And then someone comes and finds her to bring her to this house to teach like other younger witches, I believe. And then something comes and like threatens their whole establishment. But yes, like I said, very, very cozy vibes. I've heard a lot of really good things about this book, so I'm very excited to get to it. This is another one I will probably like most definitely read in this video. And then the next book in the TBR is The Mary Shelley Club. This one is, I think, a YA thriller, and it's definitely more of that like spooky vibe. It's got some mysterious secret society, there's fear tests, some kind of like deadly competition. And the last sentence says, in this deliciously darkly funny novel, best-selling author Goldie Molda, I don't want to say that last name because I don't want to say it wrong, exposes the horrors of high school with the precision of a freshly sharpened knife. I've heard pretty good things about this book, and I feel like if I'm in the mood for something like more spooky and fast-paced, then I will pick this one up. Next, we have Anatomy, a Love Story. And this one actually is set in, I believe, like the 1800s or maybe early 1900s. I can't remember exactly what. Oh, 18 something. I just saw it. But it follows our main character who wants to be, I believe, a surgeon, but since this is kind of the time where like women don't have jobs like that, she tries to get into, I believe, some like professor or doctor's like lectures, but he says if she can pass the medical examination on her own, he will allow her to continue her medical career. So she's got to find bodies to practice on, and somehow that starts a love story between two characters. So I've heard really good things about this one, and I am really enjoying lately like more historical types of books, or just books set in like an older time, which is, I'm pretty sure, the definition of historical books, but you know what I mean. And then the last Halloween themed one that we have is Belladonna. I don't have the dust jacket. Oh yeah, I do. This is the dust jacket, but since like I got the special edition from Barnes & Noble, I leave it off because this is literally just beautiful. And this is a highly romantic gothic infused world of wealth, desire, and betrayal. It follows our main character, 19-year-old Signa, Signa. She's kind of been tossed around. She's an orphan, so she's had a lot of people kind of like watching over her. She goes to stay with her remaining relatives, the elusive Hawthorne. There's a lot of like weird, mysterious things going on within the family, and the mother, I believe, passed away, and her restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned. Signa's trying to uncover pretty much like what happened. Death shows Signa that her growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared to imagine. I've heard really good things about this book, but I'm pretty sure she's like dating death. So I don't really know how that's done. I'm a little bit nervous for that if I do end up picking this one up, but I do really want to pick it up sometime soon because I feel like this has been blowing up all over social media lately, and I've had it for a while, and I feel like I just need to read it. So I don't know. We'll see which ones I get to. I'm hoping to read at least 3 of these books, but if I'm being completely honest, I really want to read all of them. But I know I can't read that many books unless I literally just did that all day, every day for the next 7 days. But we'll see how many I can get through. For sure, though, I am going to start with Such Sharp Teeth. So I'm going to get to reading, and I will update you guys with my thoughts soon. Hello friends. Last night I got a little bit stir crazy and I decided to change everything in my room. So as you can see, my whole background is different. I did keep my bookshelves over here, but I think I might put one bookshelf over here and one bookshelf over here and then put a piece of art in the middle. I don't really know yet. I wanted to give you guys a little reading update. So I'm about halfway through Such Sharp Teeth, and so far I'm actually enjoying it a lot more than I thought I was going. Well, I don't know. Like, I knew what to expect going into this book, so I feel like my expectations were set perfectly, and what I'm getting out of it is just like exactly what I expected to get out of it, and I love when that happens. So far it is a slower read, and it is, like I expected, more literary because it focuses more on our character and her feelings and her relationships with her mom, her sister, this guy that she's kind of wanting to start seeing, all while dealing with this absurd transformation of her becoming a werewolf. It's kind of funny, it's kind of heartbreaking, it's definitely Halloween-esque. I mean, it is set during Halloween as well, so I think that just put a fun little extra spin on it. I will say though, definitely check trigger warnings because our main character goes through something in her childhood that can be very triggering for people, and I wish I had known that before going into this book. I honestly feel like I actually connect with our main character a lot more than I expected to, because throughout this book it talks about, like I said, relationships with different people in her life, but the one with her mom specifically just kind of felt familiar for me. And there was just a scene in this book, I have a little quote highlighted. So like something happened in her childhood and her mom just did not react, I guess, to it in a way that was, I feel like, appropriate for a mother. And her mother is very, I guess, like avoidant, like she can't take responsibility for her actions and a bunch of other stuff. But they're in the car and there was a specific like conversation that they were having where her mom was like upset because she feels like her daughter is being like distant towards her, and so she just wanted her to like talk to her mom. And so this little part of the book says, "Will you talk to me?" She asks, "Please." This is her mom talking. And then our main character's inner dialogue says, "What kills me is this isn't for me. The conversation she's begging me for isn't for my benefit, it's for hers. She wants to be absolved of all guilt without admitting any wrongdoing. What I want is for her to apologize and take responsibility. I'm not going to get what I want. I know this, so any conversation would only exacerbate my anger." So it just like, I don't know, follows our main character as she like has all this like rage and just stuff that she has like had to deal with for a lot of her life, and then on top of that is this new life-changing thing of becoming a werewolf. And I don't know, I'm just having like a lot of fun with this book because it's just giving off all the fun Halloween vibes without being like super weird and spooky and kind of icky, you know? So definitely enjoying it, and I'm hoping to finish it today. So when I do, I will update you guys with my final thoughts. I just finished Such Sharp Teeth and I actually really liked it. I think I'm gonna give it like a 4-star. I wanted to do like a 3.75, but I don't know, there wasn't necessarily anything I didn't like about it. It was just kind of a slower read. There wasn't really much that was going on. It was very much just like character focused. I think this had the perfect amount of semi-creepy, kind of graphic and gory elements with like her transforming into a werewolf and kind of like what happens when that happens. And it was just balanced out so well with the very casual and like realistic things. I don't even know if that, like, if I'm explaining that correctly. Because throughout this book, like, it does definitely read very literary, but then there are like certain times, like when she is transforming into a werewolf, which I believe only happens twice in this book, but those scenes are more of the like fast-paced, kind of graphic, spooky things. And I just like, I think that the pairing of that with like the simplicity, I guess, of like everyday life was just such a fun and interesting mix of content, but it felt like very realistic at the same time. Like if this actually happened in real life, like of course we would freak out, but she was just like, well, I'm a werewolf now, so what can I do? It was just like so interesting and funny to see the way that she like just adapted it so well into her life. This was just a very fun and easy Halloweenish read. I don't think like this doesn't stand out to me. It was just a good time while it lasted, which is why I was kind of bordering on 3.75 and 4-star, because I feel like 4-star books for me are ones that I'm like, I really enjoy and I just like get this kind of like feeling out of. And then like 3.75 is kind of those books where I'm like, I was here for a good time, I got a good time, now I'm just gonna put it on my shelf and probably not think about it for a while. So I don't know. Still bordering on the rating, but 3.75, 4-star. I think if you are just looking for a book that has some like fun Halloween elements, but you are more of a fan of like literary fiction and kind of like slower-ish cozy reads, because this was kind of a mix between cozy and intense in certain parts, and I just feel like it was exactly what I was looking for right now. The relationships I actually really enjoyed reading about. I feel like their kind of like relationship development and their growth was very well done. I loved seeing her relationship with her sister. I felt like these characters were very realistic and relatable. There was a little bit of romance in here, which I thought was fun. And I really like how, again, relatable and realistic the like feelings that people had in this book were. Like we have our main character where she has gone through a lot in her life, and she even has a friend who went through a lot in her life, and they both just talk about how they have this like pent up rage and like all of this anger and all these feelings that they feel like are just kind of like trapped, and then when they transform into the werewolf they feel like they can just kind of like let that go. And so I thought that whole idea was a really interesting perspective, and it was really fun to read about. So yeah, I feel like a lot of my thoughts are just repetitive at this point, but enjoyed this one. I would definitely recommend it for the Halloween season, and even outside of the Halloween season, because this follows our main character through a few different months. Like I think we even go towards Christmas, so just I feel like this is a really good book for the holiday season in general. So now that this one is done, I gotta pick my next read, which I think I know which one I'm going to read next, because after that I'm kind of craving like a more fast-paced book that I can just fly through. So I think my next read is going to be the Mary Shelley Club. I'm just kind of in the mood for a YA like mystery thriller, and I just feel like this one has the perfect vibes that I'm looking for right now. And the font of this book is nice and big and spaced out, and I just feel like it's going to be such a nice book to read right now. I'm not going in with any expectations, but I'm really hoping that this is at least like a 3.75, 4-star. I did not realize how long this book was. It's almost 450, no, it is 450 pages. It's 460 pages. That's a little intimidating for me right now, but I think I can do it. If it's fast-paced enough, I know I will fly through it. So we're gonna give it a shot. I am going to start it tonight because I am trying to read as much of these books as I can. So I'm gonna get cozy now and start this book, and I will update you guys when I get a decent chunk of this read. Good morning, friends. It's about 7:30 a.m. right now, and I'm about to go to a coffee shop to read for a little bit. I've just been really like needing to get out of the house and stop like being such a homebody. Although being a homebody isn't a bad thing, it's just this is about to literally become my daily job, so I really need to like get out of the house and have some human interaction. So that's what we're going to do today, but I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest, because I get really overstimulated very easily, and I feel like with the coffee shops locally, they're always like super busy. They're usually playing like decently loud music. I'm hoping that if I just get there early enough, I'll kind of like beat the traffic. I'm trying to find my earplugs, but I can't find those either. So today's just already been kind of weird. I don't know, do you ever just like have those mornings? And I also just feel like being neurodivergent, it happens to me quite often, but like this morning I put on all of my clothes and like everything, like all my sweaters were too scratchy and things were too loose or too tight, and like everything just was like overstimulating me and bugging me. That already kind of like put me on edge, and then now I can't find my earplugs, and yeah, so I don't know, we're just gonna go. I'm gonna try and have a good time. I am going to get this little like oatmeal bowl and then maybe a yummy tea. I didn't end up reading anything last night because by the time I had dinner, got ready for bed, took a shower, all that stuff, it was already like 9:30, and I've been trying to wake up earlier. I just decided that that was going to be bedtime. So I'm going to start the Mary Shelley Club today when I get to the coffee shop. Hello, my reading friends. When I was reading at the coffee shop, I got to page 63 in the Mary Shelley Club. My experience was actually great in the coffee shop. I think I just need to go there earlier, like right when they open, because it wasn't very busy. It was still kind of dark outside. The music wasn't very loud. Like the vibes were exactly what I was hoping for. I just forgot my headphones and my earplugs, so I will have to bring those next time, but it was a great morning. My oatmeal was yummy, my tea was yummy, my book is good. I will say though, I almost DNF'd it like 30 pages in because there is like a very weird like seance-y type of scene, but it's not like what I was thinking it was going to be. It was kind of more just them being like silly teenagers, kind of like it didn't turn like super weird. So that was good because I didn't really want to DNF this book right off the bat because I do not mess with that kind of content in books. So once I got past that, it started getting really good. I read a review somewhere, I think it was on Fable, that someone said it's Gossip Girl meets Scream, and I think that those two kind of portray the vibes of this book 100%. Like if I were to describe it to someone right now, I would say it's like Gossip Girl meets Scream, because we're following our main character Rachel, and the book starts out like in the prologue, there's like people who break into her house or something, and we don't really see what happens. It just kind of like stops there, and then it goes to like 1 year later. So something happened a year ago, and so we're following her a year later. She's at a new school, and at this school there's like a rumor that there's like some kind of prankster who like does certain things and puts people in certain positions who I think like are either bullies, or I don't really know exactly what the deal is with that. So there's that part of the story. And then at this school, Rachel is finding out that there is some kind of like secret club, but the reason it gives so much Scream vibes is because this club is like a horror movie type of club, and then it reminds me a lot of Gossip Girl because the school is very like pretentious. They're all like rich kids, and she's kind of just the oddball out. I'm really liking our characters so far. The story is very fast-paced and intriguing, so it's looking good so far. Definitely great Halloween vibes, like very fun, spooky, eerie, darker type of vibes, but not, besides that weird part in the beginning, it's not like creepy and icky, at least for now. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to read another big chunk of this today, so I'll update you when I do that. I cannot even explain to you guys how excited I am to be done at my day job and be doing YouTube full time. Well, just content creation full time in general. Today I got up around 6:37-ish, got ready, went to work, got home at around like 1 o'clock, and then I filmed an entire video and edited that, and it is now about 4:30, and I'm just now sitting down to read this book, and I needed to finish it today, and I still have 200 pages left, and honestly I just don't even want to read right now. Like I'm really liking this book, but like I'm just kind of tired and I don't really want to read. But it's okay because I only have 1 more week left till I'm doing content creation full time. Last night I got to page 210 10, so I'm about halfway through. I still have a little bit over 200 pages left, but I'm still loving this book. I feel like I'm just flying through it. It's just such a good time. The vibes are great. The story itself is a little bit slow, but it's still like entertaining, so that's good. But like I just said, I'm hoping to finish it tonight. I don't know if I will. Maybe I'll have to finish it tomorrow morning before I go to work. Like maybe I'll wake up extra early to read. I'm just in such a cozy mood right now though. Like all I want to do is like go make a little cup of tea and then curl up in bed and just be all like cozy and warm. It's very gloomy and like chilly, so it's definitely fall outside today, and I think that, and then on my way home I was listening to like some really folksy like slower music, and it's just the like I've just cozy is just all that's in my brain right now, so that's what we're gonna do. I just smacked my head so hard on my desk. I might be concussed. I'm being dramatic, but actually, maybe not. What was I saying? I'm on page 423. I'm almost done with this book. I literally have that much left. And I just wanted to do a little quick update because I feel like a really crazy plot twist is about to happen. Like I feel like this could go one of two ways. Either one, it's someone that we already know, or someone that's been mentioned in the book, or it's so much bigger than that and there's like a bunch of Mary Shelley clubs. I don't know, but I feel like there's gonna be something really crazy happening pretty soon. I am loving this book though. I think I actually might give it 5 stars. Maybe. Right now it's sitting at like a 4.5, so it really just depends on this ending. Of course they're in a freaking theater. Oh no. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I freaking knew. Oh, I knew it. Oh my goodness. Why does my hair look like this? So I just finished this book and I feel like it was a little bit unfinished. Overall, I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star. I'm like leaning in between 4, 4.25, and 4.5. Somewhere in there. I definitely don't want to give it a 5 star because like I just said, I feel like by the ending, it just feels very unfinished. But I just ate this book up and I feel like I flew through it. So throughout this book, we're following our main character, Rachel. There was a type of like home invasion that happened to her a year ago and she was kind of attacked. So she's at this new school where she ends up joining this like secret club who's very into like horror movies. They do these things called fear tests. It's just like a whole little like secret society type of thing. And throughout her time with this club, things start to go wrong. People end up starting to actually get hurt. And then by the end, we figure out what was really going on, and I just feel like we got the gist of like what really happened, but I also feel like there were so many details that were missing from that, and I feel like it was very, not necessarily rushed, but the resolution, like everything that we figured out, was all within like 5 to 10 pages, if that, and I just feel like that is not enough explanation for all the bombs that were dropped on us. So that ending definitely felt very unsatisfying, but like it made sense. But I just wish they like elaborated on that a lot more than they did. I just feel like for this book to be 460 pages and for there to be like so much buildup and so much tension, then to have like none of the actual huge stuff explained, it's kind of driving me nuts. But overall, yeah, flew through this book. Perfect Halloween vibes. I still loved it. I think I'm gonna give it a 4 star because honestly that ending just like knocked down like a 1/4 to 1/2 star for me. Now that I'm done with this though, I think I'm going to pick up The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches because I feel like after reading this, I kind of need something like more fun and cozy. I am home alone right now and I was just reading a book with scary home invasions in it, so I think I need to read something that's not gonna make me scared. It isn't super late, it's about 8 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna start this book and hopefully get a decent chunk of the way through. This one is only 320 20 pages roughly. So a lot shorter than the Mary Shelley Club. And I'm actually very excited for it because like I said earlier, I have heard nothing but good things about this book. And I feel like so many people that I know have said like this is one of their favorite Halloween reads. So I'm really excited to finally be getting to it. Hello, sweet friends. I have barely read anything today because I was feeling antsy like literally all day long, and then I decided to just stop reading because I could not focus on anything. So I went out and ran some errands, and then I decided to go thrifting, and then I needed to go grocery shopping. So by the time I got to Whole Foods at 4 o'clock, I was overstimulated. I had barely eaten anything. I was tired, and they moved my safe foods to a different aisle, so I was freaking out because I couldn't find it. But I got home, I stared at a wall for like 5 minutes straight, and now I'm feeling better. I got to page 70 in the Very Secret Society of Regular Witches, and I'm loving it. It's very cozy. It's definitely reminding me of the House in the Cerulean Sea, just a little bit different, because this follows like witches, and that one follows like magical children of different sorts and creatures. But it's like the same type of very cozy, found family, oddball group type of vibe, I guess. Unconventional group, I think is how they said it in the book. I'm loving all of our characters. I can definitely see this being a 5-star read for me. I am still feeling a little bit overstimulated and just like anxious from the whole day, so I think I'm just going to get cozy and read a big chunk of this book tonight because I definitely want to finish it either tonight or tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow, because if I did tonight, that would mean I would have to read like over 200 pages, and I just don't think I have the brain power for that tonight. Also, I thrifted this sweater today, and I absolutely love it. I feel like it makes me look like a little boy, or maybe a grandpa. Either one. But it's so cozy. I really like the color. I've been really into stripes lately for some reason. Don't really know why. But I'm very happy with it, and I feel like I will be living in it for the foreseeable future. So if you see me wearing this in every single video, no you didn't. I'm probably gonna go make some little snackies because my husband and our roommate are having their friends over for dinner tonight. Well, our friends over for dinner tonight. But it's just all the guys, so I might just eat whatever they're having if I can, and then bring it upstairs to get cozy and read. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go get some snackies, I'm gonna get cozy, and continue this book. So, me and Danny went to this place downtown where we live, and there's a street where everybody on that street decorates their house like super crazy for Halloween. So we went down, like walked down there, and it was really fun. But we also got donuts, and I went to a place that has gluten-free donuts, and he went to a different place. But I'm so excited. I got a maple donut, a berry donut, and then they had like a Girl Scout donut. It's like a Samoa cookie, but oh my gosh, they're so good. I don't know how well you can see that, but I took a bite out of every single one because I had to try them. But this one is like, it's like a huckleberry, I think. Oh, it's so good. But I'm gonna munch on those while I read my book. I didn't get any reading done last night because honestly, I was just really tired and kind of out of it and very overstimulated, and I just needed to like relax. And even though like reading is relaxing, there are times where I just want to like relax and not read. So it's about 12 o'clock right now, and I have pretty much the rest of the day completely open, and Danny and our roommate are going to a hockey game later, so I have lots of time to just binge read this book. So I'm going to eat my donuts and read and update you guys later. Hello friends. I kind of feel a flare-up coming on. The last couple days, like my whole body has just been hurting, and my fatigue has been intense. I don't really know what brought it on. I think it's stress. Could be something I ate. I don't know, but I'm just not feeling good like at all. But with that, I have just been very like cozy today. So I ended up finishing The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches, and I want to sob. It was so cute. This book, adorable. It definitely reminds me of The House in the Cerulean Sea and a little bit of The Spell Shop. It just has those similar, like I was saying earlier, it has those similar characteristics of like the found family, like the oddball group of people, the cozy, wholesome vibes. With this book, I feel like one of the big things that we are kind of like focusing on is to love and be loved. and what it is to love and be loved and what it means to love and be loved. I also feel like it kind of like portrays the importance of like the quality of your life, because like throughout this book, in this world, witches are not supposed to be like all together in one place. So a lot of them grow up either alone and orphan or just very isolated, and we see kind of like the turmoil, like the emotional turmoil that had on Mika, our main character. And so throughout this book, we are just watching as she's kind of opening up to this group of people and she's learning to be accepted. This is probably one of my favorite quotes in this book, but it says, "It's a leap of faith to love people and let yourself be loved. It's closing your eyes, stepping off a ledge into nothing, and trusting that you'll fly rather than fall." There's just so many little quotes like that, and I wanted to sob. I also really loved the little romance between Jamie and Mika. It was just so wholesome and so sweet. I truly loved all of these characters. They're comfort characters, they're cozy characters. There is so much growth and development in our main character and even other characters in this story, like the growth and development of the children that she's kind of teaching and looking after, the growth and development of Jamie. They're all just like breaking down their walls, learning to trust each other, fighting for the people that they love. I can't even describe it in any other word except for comforting and cozy. This book feels like a huge, warm, big bear hug, and I definitely see the hype now. I see the hype. I don't know if I said this already, but I think I'm giving this book 5 stars. I kind of wanted to do like a 4.5 just because like I feel like with other 5 stars I've gotten more of like a stronger, you know, like giddy happy feeling, but I feel like towards the end, like that ending just put a special like glitter in my soul, and so I feel like I had to give it 5 stars. I think this is the last book that I'm going to read in this vlog. I really wanted to read more of these books, but with my flare up and I feel like my ADHD is being really crazy right now and my brain is just not functioning at full capacity, so I don't want to like force myself to read more books and then get in a slump. So I am just going to end the vlog here, but I had so much fun filming this. I love seasonal reads, seasonal videos. I think they're so much fun and I love doing them. So I'm really excited for the holiday season coming up because I have so much fun content planned for that. Let me know if you have read this book and what you rated it, and also let me know if there's any other like fun Halloween books that you've read this spooky season. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and supporting me. I hope you guys all have the most amazing and beautiful week. I hope everybody has a fun and safe Halloween, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah!